Oh, they said they can't hear. I'm back. Never. My bad, y'all. My bad. So, as I was saying before, day four, day four, day four. Okay, day four, day four. I'm pretty sure we got the mic fixed. We got the mic fixed. Yellow flag, yellow card, all the yellows, all of them, all of them. My bad, y'all. The little light was on. The little light was on. I muted myself. As I was saying before the show started, welcome, welcome to the John Browner Podcast. This right here, the John Browner Podcast, is our show. So if you want to be a part of our show with my name on it, just email me here at the John Browner Podcast. At the end of the show, I try to get to some of the comments that come about the show, just to make sure we're all on the same page. Busy day, busy day. I came in here hot. I had to get my car detailed. Don't ask why. Don't ask why, but I had to get the car detailed. And it just took a little bit longer. Smells a little bit better. You got 5 kids. It's a lot of stuff stuck to the seats. They got an early bird special. I ain't doing nothing anyway. Figured I'd get there before the rush. And they still wasn't moving fast enough. But that's not the point. That's not the point. On today's show, we got a lot on today's show. Before I get to that, remember, always remember, we are marching to 300. We're trying to get to 300 subscribers. We are actually making very good progress. I didn't think I checked it last night, so we're up to like 180 something. But if you're new to the show, head over to YouTube, subscribe. If you're on X, if you're on Facebook, head over to YouTube, subscribe to the podcast so we can continue to grow this thing. I feel like we're off to a very good start. Again, day 4. We up to day 4. So let's continue to grow the show. Let's continue to keep this thing moving. I see a lot of y'all out there. What up? What up? What up, B Tom? David P. I think that's David P. Who that? No, that's B Tom again. Okay. Here we go. David P. Shout out my boy Day 4. Yes, we are golden. Yes, I did receive a red card from myself. I deserved it. Or yellow card. No, yellow card. I yellow carded myself, David P. You correct. Who is this guy? Oh, wait, I shouldn't show that. I won't get him in trouble. I want people to know he here. Uh, no, dude, you became famous. You even included in many Spanish news. Stop. No. Ah, no, don't do that. Unless that news wants to cover this podcast, I am not famous. I am not famous at all. Please don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. We got a lot on the show today. So let's get to some of the stuff we got. We're going to talk about the Padres winning a 3-game series, 2-3, and really showing up after the first game, after dropping the first game. We're going to talk about the Lakers tonight and the NBA playoffs. If AR-15 can bring the big guns, can LeBron sustain something or steal game 2? And the third part of today's show, again, we do this from 30 to 45 minutes as we try to touch on some of these topics. We get a little bit of deep. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, depending on how much fun we're having. The third topic on this show is probably going to be fun. I have some off-season advice for the following people: Stephon Diggs, Mike Vrabel, and Deshaun Watson. I got some advice for y'all. I got some off-season advice because the off-season seems to be the worst time for these NFL players. And with Stephon Diggs being found not guilty, there's some things about that case I really want to get into. With Mike Vrabel, by the way, side story about the Mike Vrabel situation. I had multiple, and I do mean multiple conversations, but not like that, with Diana Rossini, not this year at the previous year at the Super Bowl. And then this year at the Super Bowl, I had some conversations with her as well about coming on this Kaplan and Cruz show when we were in San Francisco last year. And I mean, we didn't. I got her number in my phone. I'm not going to ask her to come on the show. Now, I literally have her number in my phone. I can show it to you. I won't. I'm pretty sure she got a new number after everything she's been going through. But I'm going to talk about that for a little bit because the Stephon Diggs situation is out of court, so we know a lot of the facts. The Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini situation is really messy. Now they say they rented a boat. Are we calling it the Love Boat? We'll dig into that, and we'll talk about the Lakers in the playoffs. But first, let's start off with what the Padres did last night. This is becoming a very likable team. This is starting to feel like the type of team that you really think can really do something. Now, we've been through many iterations of this, and I've been the Padre cheerleader. I've been on the front of the bandwagon. I've been screaming for this team. I've been screaming for the general manager. I've been screaming for Xander to Xander. And I got to tell you, man, after the way that they dropped game one of this series, only getting 3 hits, and those 3 hits came from 2 players, to come back the following day, run Webb off the mound, and then to come back yesterday with a guy with I think it was a 70 ERA, and to put 5 up on them quick. I'm really starting to believe that the makings of this team, they have everything. I'm genuinely starting to believe that this team has everything. The ideal pitching on the front end, first starter, second starter, that seems to, at this point, really be the only real hole that we can consistently poke at and say the San Diego Padres struggle at this thing. Yesterday was a bullpen day. The first inning was awesome. Matt Waldron and the knuckleball was knuckling. 7 strikeouts yesterday, and sometimes had the hitters looking absolutely baffled out there. So when you have a successful bullpen day, again, I'm not a fan of bullpen days. I hope that we have few and far between. What Matt Waldron was able to do is ensure that you have few and far between of bullpen days by coming in and providing you 5 innings of excellent baseball against a bad team. Again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you the Giants are going to compete for the division or the Giants are a playoff team. But when you get a team like the Giants, you can't struggle with them like you did out of the gate with the first series. You got to treat them the way that you treated them up in San Francisco the past couple of days. I thought that the Padres' ability to shake off what happened in game one and just get back to work in game two and get back to work in game three, those 2 games, game 2 and 3, were really much of an indication of what this team feels like. Because I tell you all the time, you can blow a game. Don't blow the series. You can lose the series. Don't get blown out. And so far this year, they have not gotten blown out. They've lost games like the first game in San Francisco, because I told you in a 162 game of baseball season, you're going to get some of those. You're going to get some of those games where it feels like, what the hell is going on here? And that was Monday. I think it was, that was the first game in San Francisco. That felt like what the hell is going on here? But now, let me see, they're playing the Cardinals today here in Petco. Let's take a look at where they stand. 22-14, half a game back, 11-8 on the road, 11-6 at home. They got a 7+ run differential. They've won 2 in a row. They've won 4 out of the last 6. So if you bake into the last 10, 4 and 6, you're gonna get these 4 and 6. You probably gonna get a 3 and 7 in there somewhere. But I feel like this team's gonna give you more 7 and 3s. I feel like this team is going to give you more 6 and 4s than 3 and 7s and 4 and 6s. And this was an indication of that. Now, the Cardinals coming to town is a very interesting situation. I don't think the Cardinals are good. That's my own personal opinion. That game's on ESPN. Should I do a live watch with that game? Would y'all want to watch that game with me? Is that something y'all interested in? Because the Cardinals are 21-15. Oh, wait a minute. I misspoke about the Cardinals. Oh, slow down. Hold up. The Cardinals are 21-15. I was mistaken the Cardinals for somebody else. The Cardinals are 21-15. By the way, if you're on social media, like and retweet the pod. Like and retweet the pod on Facebook. But yeah, I misspoke on the Cardinals. The Cardinals are actually playing really well. So this idea that this team can continue this is what I focus on. I think that they've found someone at second base that we can give more runway to and see how that goes. I think if you miss Song and Cronenworth, I think that gives you a platoon of 2 guys, utility guys, that you can play in different positions. I think that Song at shortstop yesterday. You have these utility infielders that can bat ninth, and now they can share that responsibility, because you're going to keep playing Jake, because you're paying them. So now you can share in that responsibility as we try to put together, or they try to put together the best possible team to make this work, to make this go. And I honestly think that this is good. This is good. The season's off to a very good start. You are, what are we looking at here? 36 games in. You're half a game behind the Dodgers, which the Dodgers, we're going to stay away from the whole who's on first or who's in first, because that doesn't do us any good. Okay? As Padre fans, as people who cover the team, as people who watch the team, counting the division does us no good. It really doesn't, because we're in a space where this needs to be proven by the San Diego Padres. What we are seeing needs to be continued. The Dodgers have made their statement. The Dodgers make a statement every offseason, and the Dodgers make a statement at the last two end of the season about winning the World Series. That's not the focus of the San Diego Padres fans. That should be the focus of the San Diego Padres in general. You need to be there. And I think, again, Craig Stammen, I wasn't a fan. I was up in the air. I'm in his favor now. I'm not singing his praises, but I'm in his favor. I am singing the praises of A.J. Preller and always will. But this roster has me excited. The roster and where the roster is right now, it absolutely has me excited. I didn't think I would get here this soon, but with the low batting averages that they have, which, again, if you go through them, the amount of 240s, 250s, 220s, it feels gross. It really does feel gross. But at the end of the day, what you're looking at is wins. What you're looking at is competitive baseball. What you're looking at is one of the best records in baseball. So you cannot be mad at that. If anything, the fact that you have so many low batting averages, but at the same time have been able to accumulate so many wins, that's a sign of guys picking things up in places where other guys are dropping them. And that's A+. That's A+. That's all you really want. That's all you really want. That's all you really want. So, again, if you're over on YouTube, like the show, subscribe. If you are trying to figure out how to do that, it's simple. It just says live. If you want to catch up on some of the other shows, again, you can head over there. Where are we at with our subscription? Yeah, we're at 187. Let's try to get 13 more today. Okay? Let's try to get 13 more today and see how that goes. Because I like the idea of that. Let's try to get 13 more. Well, let me see. Now let's move on to something else, because if you want to talk about this, I guess we could give this a little bit more. Let's look at some statistics from yesterday, because I thought that what I saw was a misprint earlier today, but I don't think it was. Yeah. Oh shit! I can say shit on this show. It's my show. Oh shit. I didn't think it was this bad. I talked a lot about these averages, and I brace yourself. Brace yourself for what I'm about to show you. I hope a lot of you guys are sitting down. Come on, man, zoom in. You see that? 207 from Manny. Oh my God. Oh, 207 from Manny. Miguel Andujar, fantastic. Great pickup. 207? I was unaware that Manny Machado is batting 207. He's about to be in Jake Cronenworth territory. I knew Freddie Fermin was in the 100s, and I knew Castellanos, shout out to the phonetic spell check, was in the hundreds. We all know Jake's struggles on this show. I knew he was in the low hundreds. I did not know Manny was 207. Ugh. Okay. I guess. Yikes. Yeah. Ooh. So that's the part we need to talk about. This is what I'm saying. As much as a struggle that it has been, they have found a way to continuously be successful. They have found a way to continuously get this thing working and to keep this thing to keep the wheels on track. Let's check out some of the comments we got going here. Is it true that the NFL schedule is being delayed because of Aaron Rodgers? Doug, we gonna get to the NFL later in the show. Aaron Rodgers is somebody who I will absolutely bring up. Let's see where we're. Good morning, Browner. Latina Lisa here, loves your show. I'm so proud. Girl, I'm proud of you. Thank you for coming. I'm proud of you. Thank you for being here. I love y'all. I love all y'all. Mike, I always hesitate to put this guy on the show. Mike Diddy Vrabel, dude is a freak. We gonna absolutely get to that. We gonna absolutely get to that. Coach says Manny all swings he wants these. Whoa. Oh, coach. Come on, coach. Write that again. That was hard to me. I almost had a seizure trying to read that. What we excuseless runner 207 is crazy. Listen, 207 is bad. 207 is rough. 207 is a couple strikeouts for being all Jake can't rake. So, yee. Now let's turn our attention. But again, even with all that, let's revisit this one more time because I think I can't stress this enough. Even with all this, Jackson Merrill 235, Manny Machado 207, and Duhart, those are limited at bats though, 308. Gavin Sheets home run yesterday 228. Xander Bogaerts, who came off the bench, hit a 2-run shot yesterday 276. I think he's up to 7 home runs this year. Tatis at 242. Ramon Laureano 234. Castellanos 191. Freddie Fermin 150. Our new boy Song 333, but that's very limited sample size. Ty France came in with a big hit yesterday as well, 291. So it depends, man. It depends. You can look at this one or two ways. They found a way to get through that and be successful, or you can see that as a sign of things to come, and they can't last this long. They can't. Yeah, bro. I get you, dog. I get you, dog. I get you. I hear you, man. It was hard. It was hard for me to make that out. Either it is you are afraid that these batting averages will continue and only begin to sink, or you will look at it as I've looked at it. It's just the roster picking each other up. You're not solely dependent on one guy to be the entire. This isn't an Aaron Judge situation or a Shohei Ohtani situation where you feel like we've got this big time guy, and if he doesn't do well, none of us does well. In this particular situation, the way the Padres have been put together, and the way that they've played so far this season, it doesn't matter who it is, it'll be somebody. I think that's what's most important. Where you're coming from with that, it ain't got to be one person, but it got to be somebody, and that's really the situation that the Padres have found themselves in. Again, a game and a half a game out of first place, and so you can't be mad at what's happening here. But let's talk about tonight. Let's talk about the Lakers. Let's talk about the Thunder. Let's dig into this a little bit. As always, if you guys want to be a part of the show, I read a little something. I'm not going to. If you guys want to be a part of the show, as always, come on here to the John Browner Podcast at gmail.com. I will send you a link to the show, and you can come on in and have a good time, and we can chitty-chat about what's going on. We could talk about whether or not you think that the Padres can continue this batting average. Don't be scared, though. Don't be scared. And because of this situation, I've implored some sounds. Because if you're not good, if you're not good, not good. If you're good, if you're not good, but you're free to come in. We're not putting Manny on Ass Island. Not yet. He's a slow starter traditionally. He tends to come through in the end when you need him. So I wouldn't necessarily put him on Ass Island just yet. Ass Island's got Jake Cronenworth taking tickets and doing 3 jobs. Jake Cronenworth got a lot of jobs on the island, but he ain't alone. But he working. So let's talk about tonight and what we expect to see from the Lakers. The game 1 I would like to do over and unders, but me, I like to do totals. The total in this one is if you're gambling via DraftKings, not a sponsor, or if you gambling via Prize Picks, not a sponsor, the over under is 210. I like the under on that. The Lakers had a playoff low, 90 points in game one. I think the Thunder really feel like they can do whatever they want with them. So unless the Thunder really let this one run away, I like the under and the 210.5. It's a 15-point spread. That's crazy to think that the Lakers are going to lose by 15 points in game two after the way the Thunder really played poorly in game one. The injury report isn't anything significant. Jarrett Vanderbilt's finger is on there. Luke Kennard's neck is on there. I don't know. Whiplash from all those misses. Obviously, Luka's got the hamstring. He's out. The other two guys are a game time decision. Jalen Williams is out with a hamstring. That's the guy you need to take advantage of not being in this series is Jalen Williams being out. So going into game two, those are the injuries. That's kind of where we're at. Now let's talk about just the game. I think LeBron James can continue to put up the numbers he's going to put up. What you cannot have, and I'm not really going to spend too much time on this, but what you cannot have is Rui Hachimura not give you anything. You can't have DeAndre Ayton be outplayed as bad as he was by Chet Holmgren. And you can't have Austin Reeves give you nothing. I said this yesterday. I repeat this again today. If you are hurt, I would rather you not play. Because this idea that, 70% of Austin Reeves is better than 100% of whoever else they got. Nah, buddy. He's not on that level. That type of conversation is reserved for LeBron. That type of conversation is reserved for Luka. Like, I would rather have 70% of Luka than to have 100% Austin Reeves. Put it like that. I would rather have 70% of Giannis than no Giannis. I would rather have no Austin Reeves than 70% Austin Reeves because 3 for 18 or only making 3 shots, that's not going to cut it. That's not going to get the Lakers in a space where they can compete with this team. You cannot turn the ball over against them. You cannot do dead ball turnovers. You cannot do live ball turnovers. Live ball turnovers against the Oklahoma City Thunder is literally their lifeblood. The live ball turnovers are absolutely killing the Thunder opponents. And if the Lakers can master that, that means that they're probably going to have to play slow. When for them to score, they probably need to play fast. So this is not a good matchup without Luka. This is not a good matchup if Austin Reeves cannot come out and be aggressive, looking for his shot, looking to put points on the board, getting to the basket, trying to get to the free throw line. I like what J.J. Redick tried to do. I thought the plan that they had defensively for Shea was good. I thought the plan that they had in general offensively was good. Guys got to make shots. Guys can't turn the ball over. And you got a chance tonight. Any game you got LeBron in a playoff game, you got a chance. I think you'll start to see somewhere in the second quarter, right after halftime, if LeBron believes they can win, because you'll see how his energy goes in spurts. So what you saw in game one, I'll try to break it down for you so you see it. And also, C2, Smart needs to guard SGA full court. Okay, I love when somebody brings strategy up on the show. No. I've been frozen. Hold on, time out. I've been frozen for like 3 minutes now. Girl, check your internet. Let me go see. Hold on. No, I'm not frozen where I'm at. Crystal Davis. I'm not frozen where I'm at, girl. You might want to check your internet. Okay, back to what I'm saying. So, this is a no-go. This is a no-go for me, and I'm going to explain why this is a no-go for me. The Lakers' defensive rotation is their strength. Marcus Smart is no longer a guy who you can put on someone and just, that guy's locked down. That defender doesn't exist anymore. The Lakers' strength of their defense is the defensive rotation, their weak side help, and DeAndre Ayton being a basket protector. In the NBA, guys are going to make threes. That's just the way that the league operates now. And because of that, you have to find ways to have a strong defense without that. Picking up a guy full court is a gimmick, by the way. That's what they call fake hustle. And I'm not criticizing your opinion of what you should do because they should try something. Full court picking up SGA, this is what he'll do. He'll pass the ball to somebody else. Marcus Smart will be physical with him up the court. Marcus Smart will pick up 2 stupid fouls, 90, 85, 70 feet away from the basket. You add fouls on now to the foul limit. SGA still going to get the ball in the mid-range. So now instead of him orchestrating the offense, they're going to start running the offense through him. So now you're looking at mid-post touches. You're looking at wing touches. You're looking at top of the key touches without exerting all that energy bringing the ball up. I think the more you have the ball in his hand, the easier it is for the Lakers to defend him because now you can have all eyes on the ball. If you don't have all eyes on the ball because he's off ball moving around, that makes him much, much harder to defend. Because now he's running off screens, down picks, cross picks, baseline picks. There's so many different ways that Mike Daigneault has used to get him the ball in positions depending on what the defense is doing. That's why I don't like the full court pickup on him in particular. If he was a shoddy ball handler, like if he was Giannis, yes, absolutely. Pick him up full court. He'll turn the ball over to you once or twice. Hell, guard Marcus Smart full court. He'll turn the ball over to you once or twice. Stephon Castle, same way. Full court pickup, he'll turn the ball over to you once or twice. If you start allowing Marcus Smart to kind of be physical that far away from the basket, it's way too easy to call a foul on him. So you set your defense, you guard him as needed with the team. I think that's the best way to go forward to try to keep him between 18 and 25. Because if he gets to 30, because he's going to shoot the ball. If he gets to 30 points, you're in trouble because last game he only had 18, which broke a streak of 30, or I think it was 25 was the actual number that he had in the playoffs. That's going to be very, very difficult for you. It's going to be very, very difficult for you as a team to defend him if he gets going in the 30-point range. And I think he'd do that if you pick them up full court. But, I mean, yeah, you have to take the ball out of his hands. True, but when the ball, again, is out of his hands, now you're depending on Marcus Smart's ability to stay with him and the team's defense to be able to trail him, switch, and do a lot of other things. I prefer for him to have the ball coming up the court because, again, all eyes are on the ball at all times, and it allows the team to have a better opportunity to defend him as a unit. Be smart. Yeah, Smart will foul out if he tries to do that. Plus, he can't hang with SGA athletically. Yeah. Yes. And so I would have preferred to see somebody like, if you're going to do that, let's go with your idea, C2. Let's say you're going to defend him full court. That's what Jarrett Vanderbilt is for. Larger guy, quick feet, can be physical, can use his range to turn him. By turn him, I mean make him turn this back to the basket as he's moving the ball up the court. That helps. That's helpful. Marcus Smart is a no for me. I'm stopping on that. But I don't like the Lakers tonight. I think to win this series, you have to win this game. And with their performance in game one, coming back and trying to be better in game two, I mean, I don't know what they looked at on the tape, to be honest with you. I watched the game again. It's just missed shots. They're just missed shots. Defensively, I thought they held. But you got to make shots. You can't do live ball turnovers. And I thought that's what killed them. The guys who you are depending on making shots, if the Lakers are going to be competitive, you need a 30-point game from Austin Reeves tonight. That's it. Because LeBron's going to give you what he gave you in game one. I think the Thunder have baked that in. They know LeBron's going to give you 25 to 30, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. They've baked that in. And they're making a calculation. Even with this, they still don't stand a chance if we can hold Austin Reeves to 3 made shots again. If we can hold Rui Hachimura to 4 made shots. If we could hold DeAndre Ayton to 12 points and 11 rebounds and 1 block. If we could do that, the game will look the same. It will be in cruise control. We'll win. It'll be a double-digit win. The bettors will be happy. The over-under people will be happy if they went under. Bang, bang. But we'll see. Last night I thought what Wemby showed, I love watching Wemby play. I thought the San Antonio Spurs really showed you who they were last night. I thought the Jekyll and Hyde Minnesota Timberwolves showed you who they were. I thought the initial game to start the night yesterday with the Knicks and the Sixers. Tyrese Maxey is a very good player. Tyrese Maxey is not a great player. Last night showed me why I'm still hesitant on Tyrese Maxey. With the last 2 minutes of the game, there's no Joel Embiid. No one should be shooting the ball but Tyrese Maxey. Period. I don't give a damn how hot Paul George was. Paul George was hot to get you to the point where now Tyrese Maxey has to win the game. Because you know who won the game for the Knicks last night? Jalen Brunson. When they got under 3 minutes, Jalen Brunson said, all right, my time. And you saw Jalen Brunson work the middle, jumper. Get to the basket, jumper. Work off the screen, three. You saw Tyrese Maxey standing somewhere on the far end of the court while I think it was VJ Edgecombe was taking shots. Something named Derek Barlow was taking shots. Who else? And Paul George. Like, there were guys out for the Sixers taking shots. I'm like, why do you even have the ball? So I like Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey is a really good NBA player. He has not hit the level yet that I think he can hit. I think he's too nice of a guy, and he's going to have to be killed by the media too many times for him to get that, hey, man, there's no Joel Embiid out here. So the last 3 minutes of the game, look what Jalen Brunson did. You need to do that for us. You be our Jalen Brunson, which I think if at full go, I like him and Jalen Brunson. I think they're 50-50. I really think they're 50-50. So that was last night's games. I know no one cares about Detroit and Cleveland because I don't really care about Detroit and Cleveland. There's only one team I hate watching more than Cleveland, and that's Oklahoma City. So I don't have any commentary on that. So it is what it is. As always, like I said, if you want to be a part of the show, hit me up, JohnBrownerPodcast@gmail.com, as we continue to bop. No, wait, no, don't do that. Here, march to 300. We're marching to 300. So if you go to YouTube, subscribe to the show. If you're on Twitter, or X, head over there to YouTube, subscribe to the show. If you're on Facebook, head over YouTube, subscribe to the show. If you see me on Instagram and somebody's being racist in the comments, ignore those bots. Tell everybody else to go over to YouTube, subscribe to the show. Now, I want to talk about something that I can't tell you why this happens every year, but we're here. And somehow this has become my favorite part of the NFL. The offseason trouble. Now, let's do a poll. Give me my widget poll. Let me get my widget out. Let me see. Who needs more help? Diggs or I think it's Vrabel? That's not how you spell that, but you understand. Or let's call it Coach Mike. Yeah, Diggs, Coach Mike. Create. Okay, listen. Show. This is my favorite portion of the show. I couldn't wait to get to this today. I'm glad I saved this for the end because this is very spicy of me. I don't know if you guys know about the Stephon Diggs situation. I'm pretty sure you guys all know about the to vote, press 1 or 2. 1 for Diggs, 2 for Coach Mike. Here's the situation. Here's what I find very funny about the NFL offseason. If you find yourself in a Deshaun Watson, Justin Tucker category, and you need a massage, and you got to go to Instagram direct message to find a masseuse when you got the organization's $1 billion organization, and they got masseuses and therapists, they got all this running around left and right. If you got to do that, if you got to go to Instagram, if you got to go to some of these shady places that Justin Tucker went to get a deep tissue massage, bro, you the one doing the deep tissue massage, and if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? If in the case of Stephon Diggs, buddy, if your chef got a BBL, she not there to make BOTs, dog. Sorry. And I want to say this because I want this to be very clear. There are a lot of female victims out there. Just in general, when it comes to sexual assault, every woman's allegation should be heard because we don't know what's true until all the facts are put in the public eye or they're in court, and we get a situation like what happened with Stephon Diggs, and he gets a not guilty verdict. We spend a lot of time, making these guys guilty before they get their day in court. From what I hear, Stephon Diggs is not a great guy. But that doesn't mean that he did these things that they said he did or she said he did. This chef, we're going to call her Chef BBL because I don't want to get into any trouble by saying this woman's wrong name. You cannot be caught up like this woman was caught up in court, lying on text messages. She was, she asked him for $5 million after he offered her $100,000 to kind of drop this whole thing and move on. She didn't. She wanted $5 million, and now she's embarrassed. And now her information and her life is all over the internet. Because, listen, if the man hired you to make lunch, breakfast, dinner, okay, don't be the one he eat. Okay? If he hired you to make salads, don't be in the bedroom tossing salad, okay? This is not that hard. NFL players, y'all got to protect yourself. Professional athletes in the offseason, y'all need insurance policies. Y'all need, like, Allstate. Y'all need somebody to just show up out of nowhere and be like, nope. Not a chef. But they probably do have that. The team probably has a person that says, hey, man, we can vet this person for you so you don't get yourself in trouble on your own time and make us look bad. And that brings me to Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel, buddy, listen, whatever you and Diana Rossini, y'all got going on, that's adult business. I respect adult business because, people fornicate. And that's a Mike Tyson word. I love that word, fornicate. You fornicate. Adults gonna do what adults gonna do. Whatever you got going on outside your marriage, that's between you and your wife. For Diana Rossini, whatever she got going on outside her marriage, that's between her and her husband. But when she on TV telling you that man ain't good looking, when she on TV telling you her husband's not awesome, red flag number one. Because now people diving into this. Okay, now people diving into this. Apparently, this affair, or whatever you want to call this, goes back to 2000 during COVID. Diana Rossini has a 4-year-old son named Mike. These are not my opinion. You could go look this up. She got a 4-year-old son. She named him Mike. Her husband's not Mike. Her husband's not Michael. Her husband's father isn't Michael. She named her son Mike. Look at the jaw structure. Don't look like her husband. Don't look like her. You go look these things up. Don't put the pressure on me. Don't put the pressure on me. You go look these things up. Don't trust me. Trust your eyes. Do your own research. Okay? Mike Vrabel. Bruh, don't let her give you a headline, if you know what I mean. This entire Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel situation, this is the number one thing female reporters try to avoid. This, because I've been in the locker room. I'll tell you a quick story. So when Kobe Bryant was on his last year, he was retiring. He had his final game. I was there at the final game. I covered it. At the time, it was for Clear Channel here in San Diego. I covered it. I was there. I'm in the background on ESPN filming Kobe Bryant while he's shaking hands with Magic Johnson. That's a real thing. I was also at a Christmas Day game, but that's a different thing. So I'm at this game. This is the game sucked, by the way. The game sucked. The atmosphere was absolutely bananas. Okay? Anybody who was anybody was in that building. It was filled to the T, and there was literally nowhere you could go. It was ass to elbow in there, okay? Shoulder to shoulder in Staples Center on that particular day. And so when you go to do press conferences, you can get in the locker room or you can go to the main press conference room. Me being green and not really understanding how it works, I went to the actual locker room when they gave you access to the locker room. Her name is escaping me. Lisa Salters. Sorry, Lisa. Lisa Salters was in there. Very sweet woman. Her cameraman, she was in there. I was in there. And there was like 2 other people in there. She stood in that locker room. She never looked up. She never looked around. Her cameraman asked her a question. She kept her head down. She turned to her cameraman, looked up, answered his question, kept her head down, and waited till the player who she wanted to talk to came out. That person came out. The PR person came out. They directed her right to Kobe Bryant, went over, talked, answered questions. Boom, she was out. I never got to ask a question. They didn't come to me. Whatever. But when I had never seen a woman in that professional capacity working, and to see her operate like that, to make sure she didn't have, there was no inkling of her looking, getting a side eye or trying to be friends or shaking hands with somebody in there. A+ professional. What happened with Diana Russini sounds like she had a thing for Mike. You know? And you know, hey, it was COVID, y'all. It was COVID. What happens in COVID stays in COVID. This didn't. Lil Mike didn't. Yeah. Allegedly. Okay, because I don't want to get caught up in the Stephon Diggs situation. I want them suing me for BLTs. But y'all, the NFL, listen, if you are in the NFL, the offseason is the most dangerous time for you, okay? Stay away from chefs with BBLs making BLTs. Stay away from chefs tossing salad in the bedroom as opposed to tossing salad in the kitchen. If you're a head coach, please, and specifically for that organization, for the New England Patriots organization with Robert Kraft. People say, oh, Robert Kraft's going to, how can Mike Vrabel survive this? Yeah. If you had an owner that hadn't gotten caught up in a sex trafficking scandal, yeah, you probably couldn't survive this. But because your owner out here with skinny jeans on, hanging out with Meek Mill, you could survive this, dog. You're going to be all right, Mike Vrabel. You go keep that job. Just stay away from reporters trying to give you headlines. You hear what I'm saying? Deshaun Watson, I don't know what you're going to do, buddy. I don't know what you're going to do. But you got another opportunity. Stay out the deep tissue massage. Justin Tucker, they didn't kick your ass somewhere farther than the 50-yard line. So you probably cooked. Because you would, as they say in a fight in the NFL, the second person gets the punishment. Deshaun Watson got a $200 million contract out of it. I don't think we're going to ever see Justin Tucker again. The second person gets it the worst. You are getting it. You got excommunicated, buddy. You kicking field goals on Ass Island. So, you know, if you knew better, you do better. Let's but that's the thing, man. That's the thing with that. So let's knock the poll down. All right. What else we got here? Let's get to some of these comments before we get out of here on a Thursday. How far should I go? Let me see. Diggs stays messy, so he gets the dub. That's true. That is true. Well, I can't listen. TB, I can't put that up. TB. You got to be a little more clever with your wordplay, TV. Let me see. The Vikings clips of the team. Oh, yeah, listen. Stephon Diggs is famous for this, Andre. There's a video that circulates that asking teammates, who would you let your sister date? Or who wouldn't you let your sister date on the team? I think they asked about 15 guys. 14 said Stephon Diggs. It was damn near Wemby for Defensive Player of the Year. It was almost unanimous. So, like I said, I'm not telling y'all Stephon Diggs is a good guy. What I'm telling y'all is in this particular case, the BBL chef was out to get him. He innocent. He beat the charge. So we got, on this particular situation, we got to leave him alone. Okay, Dad, I should have probably read this beforehand. TMZ just posted a video of Mike Diddy Vrabel and Diana on their boat outing. How the hell is there so much footage of them two just coming out? You know why, Dad. You know why. Stop that. Stop. This is good. He dropped anchor. That's great. That's I like that a lot. That was I wish I would have thought of that one. Some head in line. That's a good one. See, there you go. That's how you gotta. Yeah, that's how you gotta word that thing. I haven't seen this, Coach. I haven't seen other female reporters ripping her. I haven't seen that. I know one of them ain't Joy Taylor. Oh, right on time. Yeah. This one. Oh, you're in charge of soccer content, man. You are. You're in charge of soccer content. Don't ask me for no goddamn soccer content, Coach. You're supposed to give me the soccer content. You know the email. The Marcellus Wiley story is kind of wild until it gets into a courtroom in a Shannon Sharp situation. I don't have a legal team. I don't have an HR, as you could probably tell by these fancy digs I'm sitting in. So I'm not going to touch this one. I'm not going to touch this one. This is what I can say is FS1's Christmas party must have been crazy. You had Shannon Sharp in there, you had Joy Taylor in there, you had Marcellus Wiley in there, you had Skip Bayless in there, you had Emmanuel Acho in there. But that Christmas party, condoms getting passed out at the door. Okay, they're going around serving drinks and condoms at the FS1 Christmas party. That shit was lit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Whew. That's all we got today on the show, man. That's all we got today on the show. Today was fun. I love to get to those kind of back end stories, and I love to see some of y'all comments on some of these things. But yeah, man, this is just, Stephon Diggs, congratulations, brother. Travel safe. Mike Vrabel, get it together. Get it together. The quote-unquote time away from your team for counseling. I don't know what you need counseling for. Just stop banging Diana Rossini, bruh. Allegedly. And Deshaun Watson, TBD, bruh. Till next time, man. As I said, if you want to take part in tomorrow's show being Friday, email me at the johnbrownerpodcast@gmail.com. I'll get you on the show. We'll talk about whatever you really feel you need to talk about, and we'll go from there. Again, tomorrow, if you come on the show, you'll get gone. Not this. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.